Hi friends. Land Rover has unveiled a new generation of the long-awaited Range Rover Sport. This is the third generation of the British sports SUV. And it is no less important than the premiere of the flagship Range Rover. On the shoulders of the novelty lies a great responsibility to compete with the German SUV. In this segment, the pressure is extremely high. Let's figure out how the British will surprise the public and defeat their competitors. Let's start with appearance. The new Range Rover Sport inherits the design of its older brother. It's a streamlined piece of polished metal with slight angularities, which is rapidly carried away into the distance, exposing rear with new horizontal rear optics and neat lettering Range Rover between the lights. This is the biggest difference between a conventional Range Rover and the new Sport. As for the front, there are also differences here. Sport stands out with narrower two-piece optics, it has a not-so-big black grille, and of course, a completely different front bumper. It is more massive and formidable due to sufficiently large air ducts. So there is a difference, although not as colossal as we would like, especially in comparison with the previous generation. Traditionally Range Rover Sport is available in a two-tone paint job, new concealed door handles and a wide range of rims, which adds to the versatility in shaping your own image. With the interior, the situation is very similar. A lot of what the Sport borrowed from the big brother, as Orwell said. This is the general concept of screens, where at the head of everything is a huge dashboard with a diagonal of 13.7 inches. It is partially covered by a new 3-spoke steering wheel with touch control zones. Complementing this whole concept is a large 13.1-inch curved touchscreen with Pivi Pro proprietary system and voice assistant. The screen itself has a greater angle than the large Range, and the lower console is arc-shaped, and it feels like you're sitting in a sports car. In other words, the designers decided to focus on the experience that such a car should cause for its owner. Otherwise, it's a typical Range Rover with luxurious leather, aluminum and wood trim. There is also carbon fiber and piano lacquer, nowhere without it nowadays. Available are a new 22-way seat, a luxurious 29-speaker Meridian system, and a bunch of other bells and whistles that are commonplace in this class. Friends, before we continue, do not be shy and subscribe to my channel so as not to miss new releases. Well, now the most important thing is the technical part. The new Range Rover Sport boasts a stiffer, lighter body. It is still equipped with an all-wheel drive system with the ability to turn off the front axle with good hooking. There is a fully controlled chassis and a new 2-chamber air suspension with an automatic rolling control system. As a sporty guy, he also gets an active limited slip differential and torque vectoring via braking. And even that is not all. Since this is a Land Rover, for which off-road is a native environment, the British simply could not pass by and not stuff the novelty with various goodies for difficult conditions. The novelty received a new version of the terrain response system with a separate controller and a number of presets for various types of coverage. There's even a new off-road cruise control system that analyzes vehicle tilt, roll and a number of other parameters while driving. And based on this data, it regulates the speed of the car. For those who like to test the strength of the car, there is a wave mode. By activating it, Range automatically raises the ground clearance to the maximum possible and closes all air vents. Such measures make it possible to overcome the Ford up to 90 centimeters deep, which is very, very good. Thanks to the new MLA Flex suspension on which the novelty is based, the Sport offers a huge range of power modifications. There are even 2 plug-in hybrids. In both cases, a 3-liter gasoline inline turbo 6 and a small electric motor are used. The weaker version produces 440 horsepower and 620 Nm of torque, and the more powerful modification is able to please a herd of 510 horsepower and 700 Nm of torque. The first 100 is given to the top version in 5.4 seconds. And both hybrids are equipped with batteries with a capacity of 38.2 kWh, which guarantees an electric power reserve of more than 100 kilometers. If you are not a fan of plug-in hybrids, you can purchase a version with the same engine, only with a 48-volt starter alternator. Without him now nowhere. There are 2 stages of forcing to choose from, for 360 horsepower and 500 Nm, and a more powerful option for 400 horsepower and 550 Nm of torque. In the first case, acceleration to 100 takes 6 seconds, and in the second, 5.7 seconds. There is also a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbodiesel of its own production. It also comes with a 48-volt add-ons to meet emission regulations and is available in 3 variants to choose from. The weakest version produces 249 horsepower and 600 Nm. In the middle is a modification with a return of 300 horsepower and 650 Nm, and the top one produces 350 horsepower and 700 Nm of torque. She is also the most dynamic. The first 100 takes only 5.9 seconds. The flagship of the line so far is the P530 with a 4.4-liter petrol V8 produced by BMW without any hybrid add-ons. And this means that this is most likely a problematic N63, and not the new S68, which debuted on the BMW X7 restyling. The N63 produces the usual 530 horsepower and 750 Nm of torque. With such potential, the Range Rover Sport is able to change the first 100 in 4.5 seconds and reach a top speed of 250 km per hour. A little later, an SVR version will appear with an engine from the BMW by 5 meters and the corresponding power. And in 2024, the world will see an all-electric Range Rover Sport. All of the above modifications are equipped with an 8-speed automatic ZF. And now the prices. For the base gasoline Range Rover Sport, the British are asking for $83,000, and for the top-end P530 with a BMW engine, you will have to pay $121.5 thousand. Such are the things. Well friends, that's all for today. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new videos. Good luck, bye.